Hey guys, hello everyone. I want to show you guys where we are at right now with the game. This is a football management game inspired by the classic games from the 90s, early 2000s, like Championship Manager, 95, 94 even. Even older games. I used to play this game with my cousin that was older than me. I was really young, but I loved the game, and I think that's the little seed that got me to become such a great fan of management games. It was called Multiplayer Soccer Manager. It was for a system that, believe it or not, the games were a cassette. I don't think, unless you're that old to know what I'm talking about, I don't think you could even fathom what playing a video game on a cassette would be like. But it was real. So this is a game I created, inspired by all those games. I over the years I've always played any type of manager game that I could get my hands on. FIFA Manager had me hooked for its diversity and how much like different things it had, and I want to incorporate that in here in a different way with like all the personalities and the sponsors and this like little weird things that might happen in real life, even little obscure kind of illegal things, I guess. But anyway, um, yeah, you look at my Steam, I probably have all the football managers up to and soccer manager, I think it used to be called in America, up to like maybe 2019. And then I just didn't have the time. I work at a hospital night shift. I go to school in the morning. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I don't have time to spend 2 weeks just to start a season, 3 days to just start, sign a player and things like that. So I wanted to build a game that I want to play that I could just pick up and maybe play 5, 6 season games and a cup game in like an hour and build my squad in 20 minutes, or, things like that. I wanted it to be deep, fast paced, obviously, um, but not lacking any of the features that make manager games cool and engaging. And I decided to make this. Most recently, I think I also took inspiration, or not maybe inspiration, but it kind of pushed me to create this even faster because I've never created a game before. I've always wanted to, but it's not something that I know how to do. I'm in school for health sciences, so it's actually totally out of my league. But I actually feel like I'm doing pretty well. Anyway, Nutmeg was the game that I was trying to tell you about. I played Nutmeg. I instantly loved it. I like card games and I like football and I like management games. So I was into it, but it only lasted about a week and a half, I think, because it's not deep enough for somebody like me. And the whole thing of having the credits or the coins to unlock other teams to manage, to me, that took away kind of the reward of what I want a manager game to be like. In this game here, once you start the game, you're gonna have up to 3 options of teams that want to hire you. And then you'll have the choice to make of what team. They will all be in fourth division, the lower tier division in the game, as of right now. And you'll have the option of picking which one of those 3 teams you want to manage. They'll give you a goal, the season goals and expectations, things like that, and your finances, I guess your transfer budget. So it'll be a lot more, if you do well, teams will approach you and call you and say, "Hey, you want to manage this team," or when your contract is up, or even before. Those are things I'm still working on. Excuse me. Um, I apologize. I'm not a huge public speaker, and I don't have a YouTube channel. I never created YouTube videos, or I'm not even on social media that much. I think it's just more of a private type of person, but I'm trying my best, so bear with me. Let me start the game so you guys can see what I have so far. So basically, this would be the starting screen when you first start the game. This is your manager's desk. You have a bunch of things here that are clickable. The majority of these things you can click on. These are all images that I created on um, with AI generated. I am not an artist. I can't even draw with a pencil. So these are all things. I just wanted a placeholder. I actually like the way it looks, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of room for improvement on a lot of these things, and there's more things I need to add here, like a phone. There will be a phone here for your messages from sponsors, from the board, from your scouts, and this and that. So there will be a phone that'll be the way of you getting your messages. All right, let's start with the transfer panel. So here you'll have a huge list. This is just, again, the game is very early on. I have things in place to show you how some of the features I've been working on work, how they function, and here you would have a long list of transfer listed players. These are transfer listed players. You have a short list. Um, this would be a plus and a minus here to add or remove players from your short list. They could be scouted or not, and then your scouting network, which is the players that you have scouted. What I have in place right now is that you always get to see the overall. The overall will always be visible on all players. What you need to scout is the other stats that are hidden. So there's 5 stats, which I'll show you in a second, um, that you would need scouting for so you can see the actual specific stats. So the bidding, it's very simple and very rewarding. You don't need a week. You don't need to talk to the player, talk to the agent, talk to the team. You literally click on the player that you want. In this case, we're going to click on Gary Bale. This is not the Welsh player. These are all made up names. This is Gary Bale, and he's 31. He's an 88 overall. He's a forward, and his value is 2.5 million. So we would come here and bid. Let's bid 2.6 million. Submit, and boom, you either would get the player or you wouldn't. As you can see, 4 teams bid, including myself, and I was outbid by Leicester Blue, 2.720. So you have to be really strategic with these transfers because you will get outbid by AI. Let's try another one so I give you another example. Jay Smith, he's 74 overall, age 24, worth 450,000. Let's bid 521,009 pound. Boom. There you go. Look, I beat Chelsea Blue by 2,000 approximately. So this is not just a bunch of teams that have a space, an empty space in their squad. They'll just come and bid for any player. No, this is very they bid out of necessity. So if Chelsea Blue has a player that is from this position, I didn't even check. I actually have to add the position here. Let's say he's a defender, and they have a defender that is 71 overall, and they want to improve that section of their team. They will come and bid on this player because he is a higher overall than what they currently have. Also, the maximum squad is 24. Every team will start off with 22 players in their roster, so you'll have 2 slots to begin. There will be a lot of free transfer players as well. There'll be a pool of free transfers. I don't have that in place yet, but that will be in the game. So basically, this is it. Let's do another one. A Cooper, 68 overall. Let's say he's worth 180,000. I want to bid 200,006. All right, so Liverpool came and bid 214. Liverpool Reds. 214, 710. All right, so they outbid me. Again, these teams, the foundation is set. These teams are all Division 1 teams because I'm also a Division 1 team, and for the sake of showing you guys how this works, only Division 1 teams, only these specific teams will ever bid for just right now. but everything in the code is there for them to only bid if they need the player, if the player is better than the current players they already have. And that's pretty much for the transfer, pretty much it for the transfer terminal. Um, let's do the financial planner down here. So these numbers actually don't change yet. This is just, again, something I have for you guys to see what it's going to look like, and the things that you can see in the financial planner here. Gate receipts, sponsorships, merch, player transfers in and out. Like I said, none of this actually updates as of right now yet. A very important part of the financial planner is the sponsors. So at the beginning of the season, you will have to choose your sponsors. So you'll have a bunch of them to choose from, and they'll show you what they give you. They might give you win bonus, hat trick bonus, goal bonus, um, promotion, champion, or top three bonus. Those things will be for the main sponsor only. Minor sponsors will only give you a little cash injection when you first sign, but then a smaller weekly um, sponsorship bonus, a little monies, weekly monies. This is important because it generates money, right? But there will be a feature in the game where your sponsors actually ask you for things. And this is what I was talking about when I meant like they could be illegal things, or they could be just, hey, especially for, let's say, a Division 4 club, right? Crowd and Kettle CEO would come to you and say, hey, my third cousin's nephew um, is a young talent or something, local. Um, can you sign him? We'll give you this much money, or we'll increase your weekly, things like that. Or it could be, hey, bench this guy, or um, different scenarios. I have not fully worked those things out, but there would be a little clip, uh, pixel animation of um, the situations happening. Maybe a little briefcase of money is being handed, or things like that. So that's going to be part of the game. It's going to be part of the game loop where randomly sponsors will approach you and ask you for things. Um, yep, and this is the financial sheet, the budget overview, and the sponsors. This back button actually does not work yet. I have to fix that. All right, let's do the tactics. So when you open the tactics folder, little clipboard, first thing you see is your roster list. So these are the 5 stats I was talking about. I might actually add another stat. I'm not sure yet. You guys can tell me on in the comments, or join the Discord. Um, my Discord is just me in there right now. I would love to have you guys there and talking about the game and talking about football in general. But anyway, I am thinking about adding another stat, maybe physical or strength. No, this is not an RPG game. Maybe physical, just to add another stat to the defend defense players, because right now they're mostly scaling off defense and speed. So all these numbers are random. Don't pay attention to what the stats are. I just wanted you guys to have something to look at. But basically, 22-man squad. There is 2 free squad um, places here that you can buy 2 more players. Training. The training is very simple. So I wanted it to be just like this. I didn't want it to be something where I wanted to have it, but not something where you're going to spend so much time individually training every player and then you forget. Because kind of like that kind of happens to me, because I don't play for 6 hours straight. I play here and there. So I would forget certain things, and why I'm doing this or why I'm doing that to this player. Why is this player training this? So I wanted to just have goalkeeping training, defensive training, midfield training, attack training, and conditioning. So here, these 2 stats are what are being trained. So goalkeeping is training defense and agility. Defense is training defensive and speed. Midfield training is passing and agility, and attack training is shooting and speed. So these stats are subject to change. Like I said, this is what I have right now. I'm happy with it, and I think I can, this will do fine, but there is room for maybe one more stat, if not two. Um, but that's something down the line that I have to think about. The conditioning training is fitness and morale. So this is for players that are coming off of an injury. They have super low fitness, or they're very tired. They've been playing so many games, or players that actually haven't been playing. A player that hasn't played for 10 plus games, their fitness is going to drop and their morale as well. So conditioning is something that is going to help improve those two stats. I do want to add one more, which is going to be none. There has to be a none training option because all these trainings, apart from conditioning, do deplete a little bit of fitness. Not a lot where, oh, my guy's training so he can't play the next game, but it will over time deplete a little bit at a time. So I do want a none option, no training option. All right, the tactics. This, I wanted it exactly like this, and I made it a point to have it simple like this. Basically, your tactic is up here. You don't actually get to choose a tactic. What you do is you change the lineup. So you see, as I'm changing my players, swapping them out, the tactics are changing, and they'll also auto arrange. So if I swap Dennis Southgate, an attacker, with Eric Terry, the defender, it'll auto arrange so that the attackers are on the bottom, and the tactics will also change. There is something missing here that I'm working on, is the game tactics, or for let's say like defensive, park the bus, and balanced, gung ho, full on attack, things like that. I want to have a bunch of little things there that affect how your team moves on the field. But this is pretty much it. And I actually like it this way. Here in this empty columns, there will be stats. So like goals, saves, things like that. Assists. All right. Let's move on to the staff deck. This is another thing that I wanted to have, but I didn't want it to be super time consuming. So I just came up with this: four staff members, one assistant manager, two coaches, and one scout. Um, the assistant manager more than likely will be focused more on fitness and morale. Um, but the only thing that matters with these staff members is the actual experience. So each little star will change your specialty boost. So one star might not even give you anything. Um, it might just be a one star and just maybe give you some small little tiny boost to something. But two stars will give you a specialty boost. Three will give you more. It'll be a chance, I guess. Four will give you up to two or three. These are just placeholders, but let's say your coach is a four star. It would give you a speed boost plus, let's say, defense boost plus one. So this will work in hand with the training. So if you're training a player in defense and they're training defense and speed stats specifically, that their stats are going to increase just from the training, but having this coach would give it a boost to each one of those stats when you train it. It just doesn't give boost to your team. Like your whole team now has a boost in speed and defense. No, it only affects your training. So when you're training a certain player in speed, for example, let's say, there would be a boost to how much their stat increases with the training. Then you can hire or fire them. These are set, so you won't be able to have four scouts, or you have to have one assistant manager, two coaches, and a scout. And this doesn't actually work yet, but in order to hire a new staff member, you have to fire one of these guys. And when you do fire them, the only thing to keep in mind would be the contract. Um, they will have a number here of how much they get paid weekly. But when you do hit fire, there will be a pop-up saying that you must pay the remainder of their contract. You must pay out the remainder of their contract. So you're going to have to keep in mind that maybe you need to let their contract run down a little bit. If you have money, then you could just fire everyone and hire all new staff. But it's going to have a little bit of a strategic element to it, especially starting out when you're a fourth division team and you don't have that much money to work with for players and this and that. So this is the staff deck. Um, so we went pretty much over everything. There is things here that are a button and are clickable, but they're just not completed or not even started yet. For example, this portrait. This will be where you improve your club facilities, so you can increase your stadium capacity, um, your medical facilities, your training facilities, your clubhouse, things like that will all be here. I'm still working out on how that's going to look like, what it's going to influence. Definitely, it's going to be a monetary thing, and the medical facilities is going to be a medical thing or a fitness thing. Um, I'm still working on all those things. There's nothing absolutely zero done about this except that it is a button and that it is clickable. But it will be down the line. I'm really just working on what you're about to see next, what I just finished, which is the game day engine. Um, Aside from this, there will be a phone here, is where you'll get all your messages, and this little figurine here. I want this to be something you click on to look at player stats from all the leagues. So from like Division 1 all the way down to 4. I have not yet done anything on it, and initially this is not a button. I'll have to change it, but I don't know. I just something that I'm thinking about doing. So I've already been rambling for 20 minutes. Let's get to the calendar, which is the last part that I have already completed. These little balls are going to be, they might not even be little balls. I'm thinking of changing them to something else, but they're just not aligned at all right now to your game days. So if you have a game on Friday, there will be a little ball here, little ball here. These are for your days that you have a game. But definitely this needs to be thought out a little bit better. Um, and I'll figure out what to actually do with this calendar here in the main screen. But for now, I can click it. It'll give me a rundown of my next 5 matches, scout messages, coach messages, and the board confidence. I do want to add here also fan confidence and sponsor, maybe. Thinking about that. Whatever this says, don't mind it up here as well, the header. I just wanted something to look at so I can see what it would possibly look like um, formatted the way that I did. And I'm happy with it, to be honest. Just the content itself is going to be different, maybe. The scout is probably going to tell me about my next match and players to watch out for, what tactics they normally play with, and things like that. Coaches might tell me something about players, like, hey, this guy's still injured. Hey, listen, G Money is very low on fitness, morale dropped, or team's morale, things like that. And then the next 5 matches are just gonna give me a reason to maybe move my squad around and see like, okay, I'm gonna play this big match next match, so I'll maybe bench some of my guys, my starters on this match, maybe playing with a weaker team, things like that. Here, the leagues tab, also not done, is basically gonna give you the standings for your division, and then you'll be able to look at other divisions from 1 all the way down to 4. Um, Show you the standings and all the stats for teams only. And the last thing, because I don't want to take up an hour of your time, let me show you the match day. I just completed this yesterday, so this is how you move forward with the game, and it's probably the most important part of the game. Let me go ahead and click it so you guys can see what I have so far. I'm pretty happy with it. Does it remind you of anything, this little slider with the commentary? Yeah, I loved it. I love it. I like the way it looks. I initially had a whole green grass background, but it was too much. So I swapped it for this gray background. So obviously this commentary, there's going to be a lot more different things that the commentator is going to be saying, different variations, different things happening in the game. But if there's a goal, your player will get a little ball, a little soccer ball. For an assist, will be this little cleat, and this green number is the average rating of the player in the game. Um, Here you have the stats for the game itself: possession, shots, on target, big chances, corners, fouls. I think that's pretty good. I don't want to be flooding the screen with so much information, um, because then I'll be straying from what I actually want for the game, which is a simpler, deep but simple at the same time, but complex. And I feel like if I add too much bloat, too much stuff, it's just gonna be too much to think about. So as you can see, the average rating doesn't move yet, but it is in place. So all these numbers will be changing according to how your player is doing in the game, if they're doing well or not. This is a great game, 3-3. And this is basically what I have. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first ever YouTube video where I'm actually speaking. I think about 12, 13 years ago, I posted videos of just gameplay to my personal account. And I don't think anyone ever watched them. But I hope you guys liked it. I have a Discord link in my bio. I have a link there where you can join. Um, Come hang out, come talk about football, come talk about this game. Tell me what you think of it. If you hate it, that's fine. But tell me you love it though, and come be a part of the process. I'm by myself doing this because I love it, and I feel like if I need something like this, I have a feeling that other people would enjoy it too and need a game like this to just, have in your pocket, because initially this game is going to be a mobile release with a later date for Steam. Um, just let me know what you think. Join the Discord, subscribe. If you don't, it's okay too. Comment. Let me know what you think of what I have so far. If you think I'm going in the right direction, the wrong direction. Tell me about things that you want to see in the game, things that you see from this video that you feel need to change, that need improvement, or things not to touch. Yep, pretty much just let me know. And I literally not only will take it into consideration, I will reply back and talk to you and go over the things that we need to deal with in this game. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day, everyone.